You're gonna see. You're gonna f yourselves. So now it got f***ing harvested. Shit. This is too much Boolean bullshit. This is the best clicker game I've ever played, and it might be one of the top ever programming games as well. So if you have a child and you want it to learn coding, tell him to fuck off, buy this game and play it forever. I mean, this game is just so addictive. Let me show you. Here we've got this beautiful drone and a field. Look at the beautiful pattern there. Does the drone do it itself? No, I coded the drone myself. So it only does what I told it to. The drone simply executes this code I've written right here. So what I have here is an infinite loop, and for every column in the size of world size, and for every row, I do all of this. Simply harvest whatever you can, then plant trees in that pattern. Reason for that being that trees take longer to grow if they're adjacent to each other on sides. So if they're adjacent on corners, that's fine. And if there's not a tree, you plant carrots. Simple as that. So let's just leave the drone, let it do its own thing. And I'm gonna show you some of the unlocks we have here. We have this beautiful tree of upgrades, and here we can buy many things. For example, we are running out of hay. Oh shit. Oh fuck, look at this. This is hay. We get hay from harvesting these plots of land, these grass fields. And when we buy carrot seeds, I have the code for that just here somewhere. A seed trade for carrot seeds. And it now doesn't tell me how many does it cost. But I think my carrots are way too overpowered at this stage. And they cost many pieces of hay. So what I think I'm gonna do is increase this 0 to a 1, and it's magically gonna start working again. You're gonna see. You're gonna fuck yourselves. So the point is that we now have fewer plots with carrots, so we don't have to buy that many seeds, which in turn means that we have more plots with grass, so more hay. We're now at 200 hay-ish. Let's see if this is enough. I fear it might not be. So now when the drone harvests these bits, yeah, we're 175. So we might need to increase this further. So let's have 4 columns of carrots, 3 columns of hay. And let's see here. So grass, we have 600% yield of grass. And as for the carrots, 500% is the cost of carrot seeds. So that's 5 hay per carrot. So this isn't nice. Yeah, that's not enough. These 3 are not covered, I think. So we're slowly losing on that. We've got fucking 9,000 carrots. So I'm actually gonna decrease it even further and have a lot of hay. Reason being that upgrading this is quite cheap, but we do need that hay. Now obviously there's a lot for us to do and a lot for us to unlock actually, but what I would like to unlock today or figure out today is how to plant pumpkins. Now we already can plant pumpkins, but the trick with the pumpkins is that the pumpkins can randomly die and they can get combined. So if you have a single pumpkin and you harvest that, you get 1 pumpkin, right? But if you have a grid 2 by 2, so 4 pumpkins next to each other, and they all grow, they get combined into 1 giant pumpkin, and then you can harvest that, and you get many more pumpkins. Specifically, side of the pumpkin cubed. So here it would be 2 cubed is 8. So for these 4 pumpkins, you'd have 8 pumpkins. And obviously, it scales pretty fast. So 3 by 3, 3 cubed, fuck done. 4 by 4, 4 cubed, a bazillion. I don't know my numbers, fuck off. Was that 27, 64, isn't it? 64, probably, yeah, I guess, something like that. So the goal for today would be to figure out how many pumpkins we should actually have and write a code which would ensure that the pumpkins would get harvested when there was the big pumpkin. Because the problem is that one of them could randomly die, which happens, 1 in 5 pumpkins die. So the middle one could die here and we wouldn't have the 3x3 anymore. We would just have these 8. So that sucks, right? We need a better code for that. Before we get to it, increase the yield of grass, increase the speed of the drone, increase the speed of the drone, increase the speed of the drone, and how about we increase the speed of the drone? Then maybe to change things up, we could increase the speed of the drone. Then, just so I'm not boring you with my stuff, we could increase the speed of the drone, and then that's fucking it. Now the drone should be flying. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, so before then, it would keep harvesting everything. But now, the trees, look at this tree, bottom left, it doesn't have enough time to be fully grown before the drone gets there. So it actually now takes 2 passes for the drone to be there. Which is why we might also invest in learning how to water our plants, making them grow faster. Not sure it's worth it, since we can simply unlock fertilizer, which grows plants instantly. You know what we can upgrade now? That's right, grass yield. And the speed of the drone. Anyway, pumpkins. Fucking hell. So here you can see this beautiful function, plant item. What is that? Is that something the game has given us? No, it's not. It's something I have written. This is the planter file where we define plant item function. It receives an item and seed. Then it tills the ground, buys the seed if needed. So for the carrots, we need 1 seed. So if we don't have any seeds, we buy seeds and then we plant the item. Now, you might be having a seizure already, so I'm just gonna kill this process so it stops flashing the lights. And let's see, should we have this 3x3 here for pumpkins? You know what I'm gonna do? Just leave it running, because I want to be earning that stuff. I'm gonna copy this code and we're gonna make a farmer 4.0. Copy the code there. This we can move elsewhere. So here you can see the evolution of my code. We've got farmer 1.0, 2.0, now we have 3.0. Here's the planter function. And now we're just gonna be coding planter, or I mean farmer 4.0. So I start with pumpkin missing. That's obviously going to be true at the start because we haven't actually planted any. And here I say if, where should we put it? So this is column 0. So let's maybe put it here. These 3, or let's do 4. Should we do 4x4? Is it too much maybe? It's a shame I don't actually remember how much does a pumpkin cost. So it doesn't say here. And I've already changed the cost of everything. Right click for more information. Yeah, there's just this. So I have no idea how much it actually costs to plant a pumpkin. Let me see. Trade items.pumpkin seed. And now it should tell me just 2 carrots. Are you shitting me? Right. So we have these carrots here. It only costs 2 carrots to buy shit. So I'd say this 4x4 right here. I see we also have a lot of grass or hay, so let's increase that. And the speed. Oh, it needs... Oh, look at that! It needs something else. It's a lightning bolt. So it might be power, because I read somewhere unlocks power. Right. Shit. So drone speed is maxed for some time now. I'm gonna increase the yield of the grass. So now it's insane how much grass we actually get. And I said here 4x4. So that's column 2 and row is 1, 2, 3. So column 2, row 3. So if column is larger than 1 and row is larger than 2, that's what I said, right? Yeah, that's it. And we need 4x4. So and column is lower than 1 plus 4 is fine, that's 5, but mean lower than 6. And row is lower than 2 plus 4 is 6, so 7. That's when we plant the pumpkins. So plant item, my custom function, entities.pumpkin, items.pumpkin seed, and otherwise we want to plant these. So let's say Elif here, and this fixes it. I'd say we're golden. So let's try running this code, and it hopefully should plant some pumpkins right here. 4x4, that's it, beautiful. And you see that the pumpkins grow bigger sometimes, and that's what we need. However, we need this whole 4x4 to be a pumpkin. So I'm gonna kill this. Again, run farmer 3.0, and you see I have this boolean pumpkin missing. So we actually want to initialize this at the very start of the program. So at the start, we're going to be missing pumpkins. Now, we don't want to harvest every time. We want to harvest the non-pumpkins. So if can harvest and get entity type equals entities.pumpkin. So we can harvest, but there's a pumpkin there. We can't harvest unless we have a pumpkin missing. So probably better to write it like this. If we can harvest, I'm not entirely sure how to write this. Should I like wrap it there? Or does it not look great? Or maybe there? No, that sucks. So I'm gonna leave it as a one line for now, but I hate this. So if we can harvest and there's a pumpkin which is not missing, and this is wrong, I messed up. I want to say that if we have a pumpkin, we can only harvest it if there's a pumpkin missing, not. So what I want to say is it either can not be a pumpkin or we are not missing a pumpkin, right? So when you harvest, you can harvest, meaning the item is grown, and it's not a pumpkin, so harvest, or we are not missing a pumpkin. So here we have 4x4 of pumpkins. This should be or, okay. So that's when you harvest. Here you plant pumpkins, and I'd say if there's pumpkin under you, so here we are in the pumpkins area, there is a pumpkin, so pumpkin missing is false. No, wait, let's actually start with true. Then if we don't see a pumpkin, we plant it, and I'd say if we plant a pumpkin, we always risk that it's gonna disappear. So I'd say pumpkin missing is true. Then we plant all the pumpkins and we go again, search the grid once more. There we need to initialize to false. So we don't think we're missing a pumpkin, which means the first one gets harvested, which we don't really like. I think I got way too confused with the pumpkins and pumpkin missing and so on. Basically what we need to do is go through and think that all pumpkins are there. Then we check every pumpkin and plant if we have to, and only are interested in knowing whether we have actually planted something new. Something which could potentially disappear and die before we get back there. So what I do here is say, we've got all pumpkins. That's true. Then here we search and plant the pumpkins, and whenever we plant a pumpkin we say, okay, so we haven't got all pumpkins, right? So this is false. Then we go again, the whole grid, set this to true once more, and see whether we've got a pumpkin or not. Where do we harvest the pumpkins? We harvest if we are allowed to using this boolean, harvest pumpkin. So the point is that at the start we have all pumpkins true, we go through the whole field and we might set it to false. But if we don't, when we get back here while true, all pumpkins is still gonna be true. So harvest pumpkin is gonna be set to all pumpkins, which is why all pumpkins are initialized at false right here. So we can say harvest pumpkin is false, then all pumpkins is true, we might set to false. If we don't, then we can harvest. So obviously, once we harvest a pumpkin, we need to reset this, right? Or do we? I don't think we do, because if we harvest a pumpkin, we then get to here, we see that we don't have a pumpkin, we plant it and say all pumpkins is false. So when we go the next round, this is going to be set to false anyway. So I think this is something that's gonna work beautifully, and it hopefully should plant a 4x4 grid of pumpkins here, wait for them to all be perfectly grown and mature before harvesting them all at once. Let's see. So growing the pumpkins there, that's beautiful. And some died. This one died, this one too. So now it got fucking harvested. Shit. Okay. So they get harvested every time, which essentially means this if statement is wrong. Why? So, can harvest. We could harvest them, they were mature. And this has to be true for us to harvest. So, the entity type is not pumpkin, which means everywhere else, but here we had a pumpkin. Or not harvest pumpkin. Oh shit, I'm a fucking idiot. We need to be able to harvest for us to harvest. So that's the problem with me being, you know, all pumpkins or missing pumpkin. There was missing pumpkin boolean, so there was not missing pumpkin. So now this should work, finally, hopefully. We've got beautiful pumpkins and some have died, so this should not get harvested. Yes, not harvested, but new ones got planted, and now, again, one more got planted. And now we've got a whole fucking pumpkin that's beautiful, and it got freaking harvested. That's brilliant. So let's see how many passes it takes. So I'd say let's count with 16. So that's 2 passes now. We missed 2 times 16, but we got like 120-ish pumpkins for that. So I think we can be pretty happy with that, as it really is earning us many pumpkins. I dislike the code now, however. This is too much Boolean bullshit. Do I really need 2 Booleans to handle this? I think I do, because I need to reset the one, right? And the one harvesting is a different one, is it not? I think it is. Now we've got all pumpkins, so it should get harvested. That's really beautiful. So now let's see what we can actually unlock. More speed? Never. But we can upgrade the yield of grass once, twice, 3 times, max level. Beautiful. That's great. But why does it say increases from 1300 to 1400? Mr. Game, you haven't thought about someone maxing this out. We can expand again. So now we're earning pumpkins, which means we can actually earn these thingies. We can upgrade carrots. I don't think so. We can upgrade trees as well. Let's do it. It doesn't cost anything. It literally costs grass, but I mean, trees don't need anything in order to grow. So let's do that. And we can unlock a bunch of stuff, which I might just as well leave for another time, actually. I'm gonna upgrade the pumpkins, because now we have, what is it, level 2? Yeah, 200%. So for every pumpkin, we get 2. However, how does this work again? The yield of a giant pumpkin is the cubed side length of the pumpkin. Well, what about them, you know, yielding more? Does it only affect the singles? Because my pumpkins should be double. Now it's 4 cubed. Is it times 2 then? I'm just gonna upgrade the pumpkins. Let me see how many we actually get. So we're at almost 2000. And that was like 120. So let's upgrade the pumpkins now and see how many we get right now. So we're at 272 and now we are 224. So it keeps jumping away, for fuck's sake. 226. Harvest it. Stop this. I'm having a seizure. 245. So that's actually doubled the amount of pumpkins that we get. That's nice. So I'm honestly really happy with this. And I'd say that next time we might actually want to take a look into the watering part of the game, although I'm not really sure we truly need to. Everything basically is fully grown before the drone gets there, and our goal for next time is basically just increasing the size of the field.